Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Time-Lapse Drawings with Chris Wharton. I'm your artist, Chris Wharton, and today I'm going to show you all the drawings I did this week for Inktober. You'll get to see them drawn and hear a little bit about how they were made. But first, I wanted to let you know I have a special new reward up on my Patreon account right now, where you can get a full set of prints of all the drawings I will be doing for Inktober this year, including the 7 drawings you'll see in this video. Also, as a bonus, this reward will get you access to my patron-only activity feed, and you'll be able to download my PDF comics, including the full run of Barely Listening, my graphic novel Giant, and my sketch collections. It also gets you each item for around $1, so I think it's a pretty good deal. Just so you know, this reward will only be available during the month of October, and will be limited to 100 sets, so if you want one, you should act fast. Just head on over to patreon.com/Chris Wharton and scroll on down until you see the Inktober logo. And if for whatever reason you don't want to partake in the Inktober special, but you would like to support me and my efforts to bring you cool content, please check out the other reward options. Honestly, every little bit helps. Okay, enough of the self-promotion. On to this week's drawings. Like I mentioned in my last video, Inktober, What You Need to Know, for this year's Inktober, I chose to draw lots of land sharks interacting with different kinds of foods. Now, there are a couple of reasons I chose to do this theme over others. First, I love my land shark characters. I've been doodling them here and there for close to 2 years now, and really think that they have the appeal for a book, or even something animated someday. I also think that they could make great toys, or stuffed animals, and was recently asked to provide a friend of mine with the drawings necessary for a statue to be sculpted. I feel like if I take the month to draw them obsessively, I may finally nail the way that their bodies are put together, and the ability to make them move in any situation, which I find myself struggling with sometimes. My second reason is I'm planning out a comic book called Fish for Dinner, which will involve my characters Alicia and Schuster and some other land sharks, all interacting with lots of different kinds of foods. And I honestly haven't practiced drawing food all that much during my career as an artist, so I feel like it's a bit of a weakness of mine. One that can be remedied with a whole mess of practice. And the last reason is I really wanted to make something out of my drawings this year, like a print series, maybe a gallery showing, or taking my favorites and coloring them and turning them into stickers or even vinyl statues. I have lots of cool ideas, but I'm sure I'll have even more by the end of the month. I really believe it's good practice to find ways to create things that can serve multiple purposes. And as an artist, this is especially important since our work generally takes a lot of time to complete. Finding ways to use our creations in multiple ways is letting our time do double duty. Like Scrooge McDuck always said, "Work smarter, not harder." Now that I've said that, let me show you an example of me seemingly ignoring Scrooge McDuck's advice. Here you can see that for day 3 I planned to draw a taco truck originally, but I ended up drawing a dune buggy in the final drawing. I actually drew plans for that taco truck twice, where the vendors were throwing tacos out to a hungry Schuster, while Alicia stood in the foreground and munched on her own taco, and spilled most of the filling out of the opposite end. One taco truck had regular wheels, while the second version of the taco truck had tank treads. I thought this idea was pretty cool, but when it came time to draw the final drawing, I threw it all out the window when the idea of a dune buggy and cat bats popped into my head. In fact, before working on each of my Inktober drawings, I did lots of sketches on post-it notes, as I do before most of the final drawings I make. I do this to get the ideas out of my head and onto paper quickly, so that I can get a better feel for whether they're working or not. Sometimes I get it right on the first try, and I'm left feeling like I should have drawn it initially on the better quality paper. But more times than not, the first sketch is complete garbage, and so is the second, and the third. And it's only after I've made multiple attempts to get it right that I find a composition that I'm truly happy with. I've found that when I wing it, and I don't really plan out my drawing, I just end up making drawings that I'm not really happy with in the end, and I just have to start all over again, which can potentially double or triple my drawing time. So, I'd rather make those mistakes on post-its. How's that for working smarter? Having said that, everyone's process is a little different, and there are some people out there with flipping incredible drawing skills who can do drawings with seemingly no plan in mind whatsoever. Or there are even people out there like Kim Jung-gi who can just ink the perfect drawing on the fly, 5 feet tall by 10 feet wide with no sketch done at all. Just huge amounts of skill and a canvas and a brush pen. But I bet you that each and every one of those geniuses had to practice like mad to get to that level before they could do that. So I think I will end the video with these two takeaways. Practice and planning are your friends, and Inktober is the perfect time to try them out. I hope you all are having an awesome Inktober and have been making some super cool art and working to improve your skills, or at least watching and enjoying the show. That's it for this week's Inktober drawings. Check back soon because there are more to come. If you liked today's video, please give me a big thumbs up and leave me a comment. And if you're new and you want to see more videos every week, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next week.